Plot Against America, which really sounds bad, but Philip Roth writes it as an alternative history genre, which really means he alters one event in the history, which specifically of the U.S. He's an American novelist that was born in 1953 and lived to 2010. Well, when he writes the story, he starts off as a 9-year-old boy in the 3rd grade, lives in a regular family in Newmark, and his mom's the PTA president while his dad's an insurance agent, which is pretty typical. Well, Philip Roth decides to change one event in the history, and he decides to change the elections of Roosevelt and Lindbergh, where Lindbergh actually beats Roosevelt and becomes the president. This place, in this time frame, it's 1940, so the World War II is just now beginning. And Lindbergh decides to keep the U.S. out of it and join forces with the Axis allies, which really causes problems in the United States. Because once Europe and countries over there, they see that the U.S. is going to stay out of it, they actually send Nazis over to the U.S. to start confining all the Jews up into organizations, or they call them cities or communities. And they all form up. Well, the Roths, they get all piled up into the communities because they're a Jewish family. And the Roths actually organize citizens that bear arms, and they go and actually force the Nazis back out of it. Which this is really just like other Holocaust-based stories such as Night, Number the Stars, and Auschwitz, where a group of people actually force the Nazis to leave them alone. They come together as one group, and that's really how World War II ended, is everyone coming together as one and not one person attacking the problem. Well, this book I'd give an 8 out of 10. I liked the creative thinking of how one event can change the whole outcome of like a war. If Roosevelt is elected president, it happened how it is. When Lindbergh is elected president, the whole country is destroyed, and it really how he just wanted power for himself and didn't want democracy. Which the theme of the story is how persecution of democracy, when democracy is completely abolished, you're basically demolishing the country in the sense within inside of it. So I would recommend reading the Plot Against America if you're really die-hard reader of Holocaust books like I am. It really gives you a different perspective.